Are we really going to do this? Are we really going to do this right now? We're going to talk about 2025 planners right now. Okay, fine. Go get your planners. Let's get planning. All right, today we're just going to chat. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about today. It's probably not the best way to start a video, but it feels necessary as someone who is, loves the planner community and absorbs content related to planners. It feels necessary for me to talk about 2025 planning, and I really don't want to. I really don't want to right now. But as I sit here, progressing through the month of August, the chat and the fervor is heating up about 2025 planners, and I just feel like that's not fair to 2024. 2024, we haven't even gotten to the best part of 2024, which is fall, and I'm super excited about being in fall. And I want to live in the moment and enjoy every second. But here I am thinking about 2025 planners. And if I fully confess, I did this. I actually took an A6 Traveler's Notebook. What? And I set it up with all the months and holidays of 2025. I even used stickers. What am I doing? Okay, so honestly, I don't know what I want to do for the 2025 planner year. It feels too early, but unfortunately, I enjoy a community that is planning, and they're planning way ahead of time. So I've done a couple of things, and I just wanted to share with you the very simple steps that I am taking to begin to think about 2025 without diving off the diving board headfirst into an unknown depth and buying all the things that are releasing. So I just want to chat. This is going to be a chatty video. I worry a bit about our community that we are so planning minded that we try to plan out what we will need too far ahead and don't appreciate the fact that our planning needs change over time. So I can say with certainty that there is no way for me to know as I sit here in the third quarter of 2024 exactly what I will need in the first quarter of 2025, or even less in the second, third, or fourth quarter of 2025. So for me to go out and purchase in the next couple of weeks a planner that I am going to dedicate myself to and fully devote the year next year to this planner that I picked out in the next couple of weeks in the third quarter of 2024 seems insane. And that's how I feel. That's my reality here, because I know based on my own use of planners over the years that my needs change on a quarterly basis. And quite frankly, I get bored. I get bored in a planner. So I'm just not the type of person that is going to buy a planner in September or August of this year and use that planner from January to December, faithfully use that planner for the entirety of next year. I'm just not that person, and I have come to the point in my life where I can admit that. So if I do purchase anything in September, it's out of pure curiosity and the desire to dabble in it sometime next year. So with all of that being said, can anybody relate to that? If you can relate to that, would you let me know down in the comments below? That I'm not the only one who feels that way. And I'm a little frustrated by the fact that in some cases, we have these amazing planners that are releasing in September, but I have to make a decision in September whether to buy it or not because it will not be available next year. That's frustrating to me. I understand small shops and quantity and supply and demand and distribution. I understand all of that, but in my little planner heart, it frustrates me because I want the ability to flop around and try different things. All right, all of that out of the way, the ranty part out of the way. Okay, in the back of my bullet journal, which I am loving, by the way, I'm back in bullet journaling. In the back of my bullet journal, I have set up a couple pages. One is called 2025 Goals, and one is called 2025 Planners. And as a thought occurs to me about either of these, I am jotting them down. I'm in the place and time in the year where with 2025 Goals, I'm thinking about the word of the year for 2025. I'm praying about that. I'm keeping that in mind as I read scripture, and asking for leading and guidance on what is the theme of the year for me next year. What should I be thinking about, praying about, focused on, rooted in, all of that. That's where I am with goals. I'm also considering potentially having a goal planner for 2025. All right, so a couple thoughts that I've been having around 2025 planners. I was inspired by watching Lindsay Scribbles. I've talked about this before. Go check her channel out. It's a really great channel if you're into watching planners and learning about other styles of planning. She has the concept of keeping an archive of the year. So one book that's sort of the official archive of what happened this year. I really am drawn to that concept because I like to try out different planners, hop around a little bit, do different things. Things change and I have different seasons throughout the year where I'm busier and sometimes and less busy in other times, and that may lead me to change the type of planner that I'm using. So, however, it would be nice to have one archive of the year of what happened that year. Not necessarily the daily check the mail, call so-and-so back. Not necessarily that, but like what happened that year? What was going on? What was I thinking about? What was I feeling? What was happening in my family? What was happening in the world? Like one official record for that. A little bit of memory keeping, a little bit of, just events, things like that. So I am starting to center around this concept of having an official record plus having quarterly, very flexible, daily, weekly to-dos, notes, things like that. So I'm starting to sort of concentrate around this. And that is about as far as I've gotten. Now, I am tracking in my little A6 sort of whatever notebook, I am tracking planner releases as I learn about them. So Cultivate What Matters, Hobonichi, Passion Planner, Sterling Ink. I'm trying to track, like, as I learn about planner releases, when they're happening. Passion Planner is a planner that my daughter uses, and so I like to give her one for Christmas every year, so that's why I'm tracking that. But I do like to keep up with that. I have also taken the time to make some list around what are the traditional bullet journal pages, what are more like calendary things that I use on a day, like to-dos, food logging, grocery lists, stuff like that, trackers, lists that I like to keep handy. It just kind of making some initial list of my thoughts about what I would need to plan. I have a video about how to mind map. If you've not done this before, sat down and really thought about what are the different areas of my life I need to plan, I have a video about that process. I'll have that listed down below. If you're new to the planner community or you feel a little lost in your planning system, that may be a great step to take before you start purchasing 2025 planners. So I'll have that link down below. For me, I feel like I have a pretty good view of what I need to plan and I kind of have my arms around the different areas. It's just about thinking about how I want to divvy that up and treat it for next year. So I am starting to make some lists like this. I'm really enjoying the A6 size. So I set this up more of like, use my stash and see, you know, what would it look like to have a little A6 planner. Yeah, I don't know. I plugged in some things. I don't know what this was. I just really like the size A6, and I'm trying to decide if this is a size that I can actually be in on a daily basis and use for planning. Is it big enough? And then, you know, in addition to that, keep some sort of record, because I'm also really enjoying bullet journaling. Keep some sort of record of the year, like official record. That's where I am. More to come on goals if I'm going to be going back to a more traditional goal planner, Cultivate What Matters, Moxie Life. There's others out there. Maybe I need this type of structure. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just thinking about that. I'm starting to think about and pray about what my goals will be for next year. I'm just starting to think about format and structure. And so all that to say, in this chatty video, I don't know what I'm going to be using for 2025. And if I make any purchases in these upcoming planner releases, it will be purely exploratory, and I'm not willing to commit anytime soon to a specific planner system that I'm going to use all year, because I just don't know yet. That's where I am. I would love to hear where you are. How do you feel about planner releases? Are you not bothered by this and wondering what the heck am I talking about? Or are you starting to think about what you might use for the next year? And do you have clarity in that and you already know? Leave all of that down in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going. I'm sure that I will be back again to talk about 2025 planners and planner systems and what I'm using. I know I will. So hang tight for more discussion on this topic, and let's try to survive the planner release season without breaking the bank together. All right, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me.